Hey, it's your girl Eva Marcille, and you are tuned in to According to Portia.
Hello and welcome to the show. My name is Portia Monique, and Eva Marcille is a powerhouse in entertainment from winning America's Next Top Model to dominating TV and film. Now she's bringing her talent to the stage as Lyric and Jason's Lyric Live. It's a fresh adaptation of the cult classic. Of course, you guys remember that. And today we're going to be diving into her role that she plays, the journey as a mother, as well as what it means to be a female history maker. Eva, welcome to the show.
Thank you so much for having me, Portia.
Absolutely. So I am so excited to be speaking with you today, specifically about your role in Jason's Lyric.
Yeah, it's Jason's Lyric Live. So the movie obviously is called Jason's Lyric,
Right.
and Jacarius Johnson and J. Cal Manzel took the script and adapted it into a stage play with music. So I call it a musical personally. They
Mm-hmm.
like to call it a play with music.
Mm-hmm.
Jason's Lyric Live, a play with music, but it's a musical. And once you come see it tonight, you'll notice, oh, it's a musical. And because if you think about our movies back in the day, especially 90s as a decade, like the 90s to the 2000s, it was all about the soundtrack. And the soundtrack
Yeah.
drove a lot of what the movie was. A lot of movies, you remember them for the soundtrack from, this movie here, Jason's Lyric, to Love Jones, to Belly, to New Jack City, to Set It Off. On movies, our movies had soundtracks to them, and so what Jacarius did so beautifully with J. Kyle was lay in that nostalgic music that put us in that era and in that time, that
Mhm.
made us remember certain parts of the movie that were so memorable. And we laid it in our unique, special kind of a way, and are presenting it to you live on stage. And so it's a very courageous thing, I would say. I use the word audacious when I
Mhm.
talk about Jacarius, because to take something that is, as you said, a cult classic,
Mhm.
and to have two people of the original movie reprise their roles,
Mhm.
Alan Payne and Tretch, as Alonzo and Jason, and then to step into the shoes of Lyric,
Mhm.
which truly was the heart of the story, has been nothing shy of artistic magic.
I love it. Now, speaking of Lyric, her character is such a complex character. She's strong, but we do know that she's also vulnerable. How did you prepare to step into her shoes and bring her to life on stage?
I think you hit Lyric on the head. She is vulnerable but strong, but aren't we all?
Yeah.
As women, we have to be strong when we walk out into that world so that the world doesn't run us over. But then we're still human, we're still people, we still feel, and we still desire, and we still want. And I think what's so beautiful and unique about Lyric is that she never gives up that idea of dreaming. She never gives up that idea that there is more in the world. She will not become complacent and settle for the status quo, despite where she's from and what she's been told she can and cannot do. And she speaks to me because she is the little girl who I am. I'm the girl who was in the neighborhood, who kind of looked different than everyone else, not because I was special, just because I was just different.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of talked a little bit different, thought different, imagined different.
Yeah.
And there's so many discoveries when you allow yourself the ability to do that beyond that age of 7 or 8, when you're no longer a child and not supposed to dream, and you're supposed to live in this reality.
Yeah.
And I think that that is such a toxic way for us to have grown up, and it's a toxic way for us to teach our children.
Mm-hmm.
We miss the moments, trying to be so in the moment that we miss the moment that was meant for us.
Yeah.
and this character as Lyric, she though she's from the Fifth Ward, though she doesn't come from much, she lives with her brother, and um the destiny that she sees for herself versus what that neighborhood says are just two different places. She lives in the clouds. She speaks in prose. She loves poetry. She loves reading. um she escapes this life by imagining another one, and not just another life as far as an imagination, but she genuinely believes she can get there. It's just a matter of timing.
I love that. And I actually love the way that you've encapsulated her character. You speak so eloquently when it comes to her character. So I know that you're going to bring it on stage, especially if you've done that much research on her. Now, speaking of sharing the stage, well, speaking of the stage, you're sharing it with some incredible talents, right?
Oh yes,
Yeah,
hey
just oh my
Michelle.
God. Okay, yeah, yeah. She's a powerhouse. I
Oh
love
my
her voice. Yes.
goodness. Her
Hmm.
voice is so beautiful, so unique, so strong and
Hmm.
soft and soothing,
Mm,
and
mhm.
just everything if you could sing, that's how you would want to sound. It's like, hey Michelle. I can't sing at all.
Wait
But
a
if
minute.
I
So
no,
we're not gonna hear singing from you in this musical?
it's a musical, but I'm gonna be up there acting. I
I
got a
love
tear or
it.
two for you.
I love it. But back to
But
K Michelle. Mhm.
K Michelle, yeah, she is such an amazing talent. She's an extraordinary singer.
Yeah.
Her range is phenomenal, but she's also an amazing actress
Mhm.
too.
Mhm.
She's just a great creative altogether. She's a beautiful person,
Mhm.
inside and out, aesthetically.
Mhm.
And as friends, she plays my best friend in the project. And so we've got to spend a lot of time bonding, and at the big age of 40, you pass the point of faking it, right?
Yeah.
It either works or it doesn't. And it's such a blessing and so beautiful that since the moment we met each other in the first day of rehearsal to today, like we stay in the same hotels, like we
Mhm.
go eat together. That is my girl. I love her to death. But she definitely brings the character Marty to life also. She made it her own, but there are some definitely memorable moments that we do not fail to omit at all. And
Mhm.
then Alan, I mean, first time I worked at Alan Payne was maybe 16 years ago when House of Pain first started.
Yeah.
First season, that was my love interest. Flip to all these years later now, and still my love interest. He's
Yeah.
such a gracious actor. He's such a generous actor. He is always prepared, but more than anything, it's his show. We're reprising a movie that he famed. And
Yeah.
so there's so much respect and humility you put on that.
Mhm.
I do a show called All the Queen's Men, and
Yeah.
I laid that character, and she's my character, like and so I know what it means to lay a character, especially someone that complex,
Yeah.
and then to come back 30 years later and play it.
Oh
I
yeah, and
mean,
still look
my
good. And still look
word.
good. Yes, still look
Imagine me
good.
playing Madam in 30
You
years.
still gonna look good. Stop playing.
I mean, Madam is gonna have a cane.
No, she not. No, she not. You still gonna
I'm
look good because you're gonna stay fit and all of those things.
well, thank you, thank you. Give me all the young boys, please.
Oh,
Keep me
oh, oh.
youthful. But yeah, to stand across him and to see him in his glory, living and breathing these words every night is such inspiration, as
Yeah.
well as Trudge. Trudge is my brother, which is perfect because I'm a girl with nothing but brothers. And
Mm,
so it was very easy for us to bond and get to know each other. I just did some press with him this morning. He's such a professional. He is a lot like me, knows every person's line. Um,
mm,
there's a thing called being sold out when it comes to this business, and when you sell out in a good way, it means you sell out to the story. It's like the Wizard of Oz, or like
mm,
um a world that or the metaverse. It's
mhm.
a world that you basically create and you buy into it. And Tretch is so sold out to this project that he brings everyone else in. He really is your captain, your team leader. He lived the life. He did the original movie, and he lives in such gratitude every day being able to do it again live and bring you something different on stage. And so working with all, and then Tyron Turner, oh my goodness.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my goodness,
Mm-hmm.
Tyron Turner,
Mm-hmm.
the most amazing actor. Oh,
Mm-hmm.
he's gonna blow you away tonight. He's doing the role of Josh, who was originally laid by Bokeem Woodbine. And he just stellar. He's absolutely phenomenal.
I love, love, love. I am so looking forward to it. Now, before we get off of your character lyric, what is one thing that you hope audiences take away from seeing you perform live on stage?
Um, Well, from seeing me perform, I just want them to understand how much I love my art and how I will continue to, as a daughter of the creator whose job is to create, I will create. And so I am excited for the audience to see me in a different light
Mm-hmm.
live on stage. The big takeaway I want them to take away from the play is just the idea and then just remind yourself that you can always change. You can always change for the good. No mistake is too big. No failure is too bad. No age is too old to
Mm-hmm.
dream, to start over, to want to do it again, to want to get out, to say no. Literally, a decision happens at the blink of an eye, and that decision can change the trajectory of your life. So be very cognizant and conscious of the decisions that you make, and even more conscious as you move forward watching this play and seeing how every decision triggered something else. You failing to go to dinner one night with somebody could affect the next 10 years of your life.
Yeah.
You choosing to go to dinner with someone on that night can
Awesome.
affect the next 10 years of your life.
Mm-hmm.
Decisions, they seem so small, but they're so big in the grand scheme of how our life plays out.
Mm-hmm.
And so just be cognizant of your decisions. And even if you made a bad one, there's always room for more. As long as God made sure you were seen and not viewed today, then there's an opportunity for you to do better.
I love. Now, before we get out of here, you juggle so many roles: actress, entrepreneur, mother. How do you find balance, and what has motherhood taught you about yourself?
Motherhood, so good. I just came from seeing my babies.
Love it.
Best thing to ever happen to me in life is motherhood. My daughter
Mhm.
saved my life.
Oh,
Um, what motherhood has taught me is to be a little bit more gracious to myself. As women, black, white, green, or blue, we're critical.
yeah.
Black women, we're very critical because we don't have a margin for error.
Right.
We don't have the space to, oh, I messed up my 20s and so I'm gonna get it right in my 30s. Like, huh? We
No,
we
man.
don't have that luxury. You
No.
get one mess up 6 months, your mom knock your head back on your shoulder straight and don't do it again.
Right.
And so, just to remind women that we can do it all,
Yeah.
and that God made us to be able to do it all, and we're not meant to do it alone.
Hmm.
Don't be afraid to ask for help. I think my kids have made me more audacious in that regard because I'm very independent. I got it. I can do it on my own.
Hmm.
I don't need help. I actually do need help because there are 5 bags and you only have 2 hands. So you do need help.
I actually do need help. Thank
I
you very
actually do.
much.
Now, I can go take these 2 bags and then come back and I could do all that, but I could also just ask for help and we don't even have to do that whole song and dance.
Exactly. And I
So,
don't want to. How about that? I don't want
or that I don't want to. Um, and then there's self aware and self inventory. I've always felt like I've been a very self aware person, being a middle child and the only girl, and having to keep my head on a swivel as a kid. I feel like I've been self aware, but self
yeah.
inventory is something that I have really grown into a lot more in the last 10 years being a mother.
Yeah.
Just making sure that I truly am trying to do and be the best that I can be for myself first. And then
Yeah.
when I am the best version of myself, then I can do exactly what God planned for me to do, which is to be a world changer, to impact
Love
the
it.
world. That's the reason why I'm here.
Yeah. Speaking of being a world changer, happy Women's History Month. And
Happy Women's History Month to you too, Queen.
Thank you. And we applaud all of the things that you are doing. And looking at your journey from America's Next Top Model to now, what has been the most defining moment of your career and what's next for Miss Eva Marcille?
Oh, one of the most defining moments. I don't even know if you can have one, but if there is one, I would say my start with the Tyra Lynn Banks on
Mm,
America's Next Top Model.
yeah.
And it was a moment you guys didn't even see.
Mm,
I remember after I won Top Model, I went to my hotel room and I'm just crying of excitement and can't believe this. And I remember Tyra comes over to my room and she's like, "How are you feeling?" And I asked her, I'm crying. I said, "Why?" And
mm,
she said, "Why not?"
mm,
And she looked me square in the eye, and that was the answer. Like you know how you say no was a whole sentence.
mhm.
That was the answer. Why not?
Yeah.
And I said, well, all the rest of the girls are beautiful. And they all, some can sing, some can dance, some are in, is a ballerina. Like,
Mhm, mhm.
why me?
And why
And
not you?
she
Mm.
said, why not? And I have been sitting on my why not ever since.
I love it.
It is the
Oh,
reason why I remember my worth in the morning.
oh my,
My relatability is my strength.
yeah.
I don't want to be untangible. I don't want to be the girl that, you don't does she even eat? Does she, does she laugh? Does
Yeah.
she, I'm a human first and I want my light shine in that capacity. Not just my art, but my humanity, which I
Yes.
think is art.
Absolutely, it's art. Now, last question. You paved the way for so many in so many industries, from modeling to acting to business. What advice do you have for women striving to make their own history in their own right?
I would say to the young women striving out here, two things. One, unity is the only way we do it. We
Mm,
need each other. You need your fellow sister. You do.
mhm,
We cannot do this by ourselves. We need the numbers. And so unity, learning how to love one each another, learning how to look over and see your sister and say what's up without even having to say anything. When there's
mhm,
only two of us in a room, when you know what that means.
mm.
Not everyone is gonna be as bold as Jasmine Crockett, but we all need to have the heart and the fire of the Jasmine Crockett's of the world.
That part.
Cause that is my sister. And
Yes,
she is me and I am her.
yes.
But she is her because everybody can't be her.
Right.
And now it's not everybody's superpower. Jasmine
Mhm,
is her. She's specifically designed to be who she is. And so I would tell them to go out, find out who they are, and be bold in that. Be okay, be audacious, be okay to be, dare to be different. It's going to be very hard to look into a room and try to find yourself. You're going to look until you die, until you find a mirror, because the only you there is you. So once you realize that, that's who you start working on.
yeah. Love that. Heavy on the unity, heavy on the bold, heavy on the audacity, and
Yes.
heavy on making a difference and finding out who you are. We
Yes.
appreciate you so much, Eva. Look forward to seeing you perform during Jason's Lyric. Tell us where we can find and follow you on social media, website, otherwise, TV, because you on TV every day.
Absolutely. You can find me on all social media at Eva Marcille. And catch me while I'm on tour doing Jason's Lyric Live. Super excited to hit the stage. Even more excited for you guys to see me.
Love it. And your journey has been nothing short of inspiring. So thank you so much for stopping by. Your passion, resilience, and talent continue to leave a lasting impact. Thank you for
Thank
sharing
you.
your story with us today.
Thanks for having me. Thanks for taking the time.
Absolutely.